Hi, everyone, and welcome to the Common Threads podcast. I'm your host, Tony Hodge, and this is episode 1 of Common Threads podcast. I've been wanting to do this for a while now, and here it goes. I thought I would have things scripted, maybe a little more prepared, but I don't. And I may be able to look at my phone and have some bullet points that I have prepared, but nope, not even doing that. Maybe I should be, but I'm not. Why? Because I want to come to you guys with some sort of authenticity. Here I am. Yes, I know I'm in bed. Why? Because I can. I've been testing the equipment for a while now. I've been setting up different setups. I do have a nice little mobile setup here with just the laptop or the webcam and the microphone. But this is amazing. This is something that I wanted to do back in 2007, really. And I actually did with Tony Chills Live on Ustream, if any of you remember that. But I was just talking with some friends about issues that were coming up then, and I think I stopped doing that for whatever reason. Just, life got in the way. From that time on, I went to school, finished school because I think I was in school, but, I finished bachelor's, I finished my master's, I got my MBA, did all sorts of things, and just lived life. But I don't really want to talk about the past because the past is the past. It's gone. As the universe kind of unfolds in front of us and time keeps on moving, we can't change the past. And I think that brings us to now, and that's really what I want to talk to most people about is, how are you? And how are you now? That's a big issue for a lot of people. Some people live in the past. Some people live in the future. I know because I've done these things. And I know the thing that keeps me grounded nowadays is being here right now in the present moment. And each consecutive moment that comes thereof, yes, we are moving through time, but if we're unable to accept things for what they are and how they are as they are unfolding in front of us, then we're missing a big part about what it is to be a human and living life. I know I've had discussions with many people over the last just few weeks, and there's so many amazing people in this world, and I know you guys see it too. You interact with people just like I do. And the stories that are around me are amazing and inspiring and sad at sometimes. We're people, we go through things, and I just hope that I can help at least one person with this podcast. I think if I can help one person, then this will have been a success. And that's the thing, what is success? How do you define success? I'm defining this podcast as I can do this for however long, 10, 20 years, maybe, who knows? And in hindsight, looking, if I would have been doing this since 2007, then where would have that put me now? So, back then, podcasting really wasn't a thing. I remember seeing some episode with like Joe Rogan and Tom Green on some very early internet podcast type of deal back in 2007, and those times are just gone. Even though that was just 2007, that's just not how things are now. And that's the thing. Everything evolves. Everything keeps moving. The universe keeps providing day after day after day. And what is this, Groundhog's Day? Maybe some people are living that way if you're digging up too much of the past, or you're just in the reoccurring cycle, or maybe you're too caught up in the hamster wheel of life. I mean, we can talk about these things. I don't really want to get like political about things or just how the world is, because at some level you just have to accept it. And that's what's been happening with a lot of people I see. It's just very hard for them to accept a world where we have such great technology, such amazing things as humanity, yet we still can't get our crap together. Like, humanity is on the brink of disaster all the time, climbing the wall of worry. And we can start, we can definitely talk finance and stocks and all those kind of things, because I love those types of things because they're analytical, they're business. I have an MBA. I've been analyzing things all my life, but the spiritual side also has to be there to balance out everything. The artistic side and the critical side have to work together in this world, because that's just how the universe is. There's no way around it. As far as I can see, art and science and finance and spirituality, all these things, they have to coexist. They do coexist. It's just that not everyone always sees how they connect. So I hope to talk about a lot of those things, and I hope to work through a lot of the issues technically on this side of thing. I have a thing where it's like, if you guys have worked with me before, I'm kind of meticulous. I want things to be right and this and that, but it's never ever going to be right, and I know this, and it's just part of the process to get things out. So I hope I work through some of the technical difficulties, or even just on the locations that I'm going to be at, because I feel that by doing this and starting this, that's the most important step. So what we talk about, really, that's up to you. This isn't about me. I really don't want this to be about me. This is about all the amazing people in the world that are out there. And maybe I can just help some people. Like I said, if I can just help one person at this point, just have a more fulfilling life, or just open their eyes up a little bit more to what is really going on here. And I'm a student myself. I don't know. I stay a student. I stay always learning. But that's part of it too. If you're going to learn, you can't like construct an idea about things. And so many people in this world have ideologies or belief systems or whatever you want to call it, just thought blocks that say, this is the way it is and that's the way it is. Where that's a little, okay, let me say this straight. So accepting things for the way they are is one thing, but blocking any openness to maybe things are this way or maybe things are that way is what I'm trying to distinguish here. So people who block things, put up a wall, I don't know how else to say it, but thought blocking. They will have an idea, construct an idea in their head, whatever it be, and that is going to stop them from doing something further. Basically, this whole universe, all the stuff that came before us is all one thing. It's all one big thing. We are all the same people. There's 8 billion people on this planet. We're all the same. We're just all on this floating rock in space. And everything that led us to here was here way before us, and it's way bigger than us. Now, whether you see this from a theologian or theology point of view, or you see this from a scientific point of view, it doesn't matter. They're both the same. Whatever this is, life and the universe, or God, or whatever you want to call it, is bigger than you and me as an individual. But together, we are actually all the same. And this is where I got the name Common Thread from. I've been researching ancient civilizations for months now. And of course, in school, high school, middle school, whatever, they taught us history and they taught us things in school and they taught us how to be a human. But it's a little different now. You know, when you get older and you start learning things on your own, for one, you're more interested in these things, so you can peel through the layers kind of more, and you can look deeper into things. And I've always been learning, and that's one thing that kept me in school when I was younger and why I wanted to pursue higher education. But I'm always learning, and in doing so, and looking through the the history of the world, I saw a common thread that kind of connects everything. And the only way I can describe this is this inner peace that people have found throughout history. And through this inner peace, it connects over thousands and thousands of years of human evolution and philosophy. So when I look at the Indian and yoga cultures, when I look at the Chinese and Zen and the Buddhists and the Taoists, going back to ancient Egypt, and even the Sumerians. So a lot of this predates a lot of the Judeo-Christian religions that are predominant today. But knowing your history and knowing exactly how everything became the way it did, and then accepting that fact is one thing. But knowing your history is a big part of it. So that's why I've been constantly studying, and reading these books and finding out ancient knowledge and things that have always been there. Like, we can all sense it as people, like there's something bigger. I really think that's paramount, and I want to explore this with you guys, with others, because if anything, what we are here for is to experience this life that we've been given. So yeah, yet another start to this podcast, because I try to start in a few different ways, and like I said in the beginning, I want this one to be unscripted, no bullet points. This is just me talking from the heart, and I know that doesn't lay out all the groundwork yet of where we're going. But if you liked anything of what I had just said, please consider joining the discussion with me and exploring our world together. Thank you, and I'll see you next time.